Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to my channel Science and Technology. In today's show, Future Friday, I'm going to talk about human in long term, as in like hundreds and thousands of years ago or further in future, so to say. Now, humans are powerful creatures, meaning you may not like us, you may not be like, we are using it well or something like that, but under no circumstances, unless you have brain damage, you will say that we are weak. We are powerful. From all other animals of animal kingdom, we look like god tier level. Basically, there is no discussion. Like, we control things. 100 starts with like 10 kilometer and over time control hundreds of square kilometer. Like, we used to think termites are so cool and all that, like, they are doing it, and we are like doing it on a scale that is so large you can see it from space. Like, that is significance, and our time scale is whoa. Like, rivers take time to cut through a mountain, and we are like, bro, this mountain, yeah, it's gonna go. It goes. Like, we are fast, we are powerful, we are controlling it, and we have survived. Holy damn, we have survived things like flat out, diseases after diseases after diseases with some extra disease, and we are like, no, no sir. We had literally took our 30 to 35 year lifespan. We just stretched that puppy to 60. Then we stretch it again to almost 90. And now we are stretching the secondary part of it is the quality of life. So the quality of life is we are slowly pushing from 45, let's say, to 90. Like, we are that powerful. Under no circumstances you can say that we are not powerful. We have survived many things from nature and our own worst impulses. The first time humans figured out weapons warfare, people were worried. It's like, what if we just poof everything? But we didn't. Then we figured out nukes. What if we poof everything? We didn't. Then we figured out ICBMs. What if we poof everything? We didn't. So, and what if we make this disease and all that to poof everybody? We didn't. So we have not only survived from nature, we have survived our worst impulses. Now, this is one aspect that you have to understand about humanity, that our perspective from a cosmic scale, it's hyper fast, but from our own point of view, our own life, it's very different. Meaning, if you go to a 1000, or you go to basically 1100 or 1200 or something like that, you tell the people, it's like, you know what, in future there won't be any wolf. Everybody will like, how quickly can we get there? Because yes, there were a time where there were predators that could just poof us out of existence. That was fact. That was real life. Like, household was not just like a, so to say, a comfort place. It was like, bro, we have to be inside there because outside we do not know what's there. Be it leopard, be it panther, whatever have you. Only now we have this sort of power. It's like, bro, you poof one of my, I poof your species. We have successfully done that. So this is one of the core aspect that you have done. Or everything that comes against it literally gets removed, extinct basically. And a man can die. This is another aspect. Many times it's like, oh, against nature, humans is powerless. Well, one is powerless. For example, let's say a flooding happens, earthquake happens. I could die, you could die, whatever have you. But humanity is like, bro, no. Like, no. A man can die, mankind cannot. So you can zoom out a bit, you can look at Black Plague, Black Death, and all that jazz. It's like, it dips humanity's population and it just bounces back. It's like, bro, you can look at Corona, so much death. It's like, we don't even care. It's like, bro, we good. So we are powerful, like flat out. Under no circumstances you should have any illusion to think that we do not have power. We are using it wisely or not, that's a different thing. But do we have power? Yes. Like, how much power do you have? Yes. So what are dangers, like actual dangers that we are talking about here? Well, first dangers, the first time when humanity was actually is like, whoa. It's like, even we were like scared of ourselves, so to say, was nuclear boom boom. So when this puppy happened, we actually reached a point where we can actually poof the whole planet. And that's a genuine threat even today. Yes, we have made very good progress in positive direction, because in the peak of stupidity, we had like 60,000 boom boom heads. And then now we are like, yeah, we don't actually need 60,000 to boom everything. So how about we just chillax? So we have chillaxed from 60,000 to 10,000. So people are, oh, still 10,000. We used to have 60. So relax, we are going in positive direction. Over time, as we become wiser, become kinder, over time, it will come down to a significant level. And once we colonize, then the number will go up again. Watch expands for more that. Then there will be like every torpedo will have that, because we will be so immune to it. So nuclear war, yeah, that's a very big thing, but we are making good progress. Then we have biotech war. Now, biotech war, like Wuhan gave us a real world example of that. Now, this is my understanding, let that be very clear, I could be wrong, but my understanding of physics says something that thou shall not have a super virus, meaning you watch video games, movies and all that, they're like, we took this virus, we added this to this, then we added this to this, and then we added this to this, and then we did this. I'm like, physics is like, bro, no. Like a design that is very good and very efficient in subsonic speed is not the same design that you will use if you have to go supersonic. Laws of physics change. So for example, you want a virus to be immune to basically antibiotic is, there is a different weapon system also which we use, that either you can be resistant to this or resistant to that. You cannot be resistant to both. Like literally the crystal structure, the protein structure that makes you immune to one will make you vulnerable to another. It's almost like law of physics is like, thou shall not have everything. It's like you have a transformer and you are saying, what if I send energy here, voltage goes up and current also goes up. Like, no, that's not how it works. So my understanding is like, we humans as a species are super strong, and unless we have some very weird kind of bio weapon, we good. We good. Like Wuhan gave us a real world experience, so we are like, we good. We can survive. We good. AI runaway. Now this part is unknown. We do not know what AI is as of now, as in like how smart it is. And like, yeah, it's one thing to say, oh, supercluster, hypercluster. Here's the deal. It's a hypercluster. You can just turn it off. So we are not there of like, machine intelligence, where intelligence is packaged as like this puppy is packaged and where it's like working on its own. It's like, we are not there yet. However, it does present a very serious boom event, because this could be one thing that we cannot outsmart. So it is something that we have to look very carefully, like very thoroughly, very carefully. We played with fire with this puppy, we lucked out so far. We may not have that luck out so far with AI. So that is a genuine oops moment. Then we have climate going boom. What does that mean, climate going boom? Right now we are going through global warming phase. There is another phase above it, which we hope we'd never click, so to say. That phase is called a runaway effect. What does that mean? That simply means something else happens which creates so much greenhouse gases that we become irrelevant. Meaning, even if we stop everything, how we did in lockdown, we just stop, like just no, it still will not have any effect. So that we call a runaway effect. For example, a supermassive volcano adds so much CO2 that its sulfur effect is not cancelling it out and just cooking the planet. Or most likely event is that we melt permafrost, enough biomatter rots that it releases enough methane that it's like, bro, done. It's like 20 times more powerful than CO2. So if that happens, the runaway effect is like, it will melt even more permafrost, it will decay even more stuff, and boom, the planet goes poof. So 2 to 5 degrees Celsius heating will turn to 15 to 20 degrees Celsius heating. At that point in time, biosphere cannot contain itself. So that is climate going boom. Then we have cosmic level boom. Now cosmic level has a very wide range of things, going from supermassive volcanoes to somebody making love to us, or to cosmic basically gamma ray burst. Cosmic level, basically things that we are genuinely only few ways of surviving. One of which is like actually going to other places. For example, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Like we have to spread out a lot to survive cosmic level issues. So these are genuine danger. Now, world's best mind are working on it. That's awesome. That's good. However, I always notice one thing, that one of the most important thing is missing in them. And like we are talking about like world's smartest people, and they are missing this core aspect. That is family. Now you were like, oh, what about Fast and Furious? I'm not talking about that. I'm like, genuinely family is our true source of power. What does that mean? That simply means, look from an animal's point of view. What are these things? These are not strong things. We can just chew through it. We can just eat it. We can outrun it. But how the heck these people are poofing us from 500 meters away? How? Because of our family. Now like, wait a minute, don't animals have family? Animals have tribes. As in, you have to understand core aspect of biology. Biology tells women that you are pregnant, you gave birth, you good. Like, you know the lineage basically. I'm a wife, I'm like, I have a baby is mine. I know that my part is sorted, that 50% of the DNA index is sorted. It's like, you good, you're solid. But here's the deal. What about the male part? You may think like it's very obvious. It's obvious to us. It's not obvious to previous humans, and even Neanderthal, even going even further than that. It's not obvious to majority of animal kingdom. That's why they have breeding seasons. They just have a season where pheromones take over, and they just like do things with whoever they do with it. And then hopefully some species does have like bit more understanding. Like for example, polar bears are supposed to have bit more understanding, where it's like, I am doing this and I'm gonna have a kid. Which, be mindful, from a biological point of view, it does not guarantee it. It's like in one season they will try it, another season something else. So not all species has this clear-cut understanding that one man, one woman, basically one male, one female equals babies. It's like this is a very complex level understanding. Genuinely, no, most species do not have it. So we have it. Now, what does it give us? Like, okay, we figured it out. Female side always knew it, but what about giving that knowledge that, okay, this child is your exact child? What it gave us? Now, of course, it gave us headache because again, our DNA protocol, our firmware is like, thou shall not be loyal. And we created a system that's like, thou has to be loyal. So our DNA is not, and both sides, male and female, both sides are not comfortable with that. That's like, we are forcing ourselves to override our own DNA. Okay, that's bad. That's a bad part. What's the good part? Time. If you look at any species, you look at their babies, yeah, they're young, they're like, they come out and they become active surprisingly quickly, as in weeks sometime, and they become active, basically weaponized grade youth. They happen in like months. Not sometimes it's less than a month. That's scary fast. And look at human baby, it's like, yeah, it's taking its sweet time, like few years. How the heck that happened? That happened because of family unit. When you created this incentive where it's like, this is yours, this is yours. Like for women always had that, but men did not. Like for example, if you take a group of chimpanzees or elephants, they know like this tribe has my child. Like which child is exactly mine, that is not as clear as you might think. Of course, there will be some pheromone, there will be some biosignature that is like making it a bit more, you know, attraction would be there, but it would be like, you know, this is my child, I should take care of it, but it won't be precise. We are precisely like, this is my child. So that allowed us to give time. Now time allowed our young to be built. Now what does that mean, building them? Well, that's how we built this. Like you think nothing about bow and arrow, but bow and arrow is magic technology from animals' point of view. Like you go like this, something else disappears. How? Somebody has to build it, somebody has to teach it, somebody has to run a supply chain for it. That requires time. When you're going for a hunting party, you cannot take everybody. That first of all, it will slow you down, and it will also make you more vulnerable, and it will reduce your chances of active hunting. So you have to only take best of the best. How the heck you take best of the best? You have to train. What does training require? Time. What does family unit gives? Time. Like you take care of young puppies as long as they need before they become like, yeah, we good. So that allows us to shield basically our young from natural selection. We literally stopped natural selection. The moment we built strong family unit, we stopped natural selection, meaning natural selection will poof a child that is like, not healthy enough. We like, no bro, no, we good. It's our burden, but we bear it. Now like, isn't that cruel? Like, having unhealthy children and all that. Yeah, one way, yes, but benefit? Intelligence. And looking at where we are right now, we are damn glad that our ancestor made that decision. Because yes, still we are enjoying the benefits now, but it must have been brutal few years where it's like the only thing you are doing is like, yeah, I have a blind child. Oh, I have a child that does not have a, well-formed organs or something like that, or limbs. Limbs are very vulnerable. But we forced ourselves to go through that. What is the benefit? Now we have intelligence. Now we have medicine. We literally stopped natural selection. So, and this is another aspect. Many people have this lovey-dovey brain damage view of nature, where it's like nature is good. It's like, dude, natural selection cruelty dwarfs anything that we can do. Like, look into how ant farm attacks another ant farm. Anything we do from human A to human B, that's like, bro, that's jump change. That's like Tuesday. Like what we do on Sunday. No. So natural selection is beyond cruel, and we stopped it. We literally said natural selection, no, you will not touch our kids. Of course, natural selection is still powerful. So what it did, it affected the whole ecosystem. Like tribe, it only affected us on tribal. So a tribe that is well disciplined, well groomed, well ecosystem, where it's like, few people will go outside, only few people must be there, few people always must be on guard, so at night you do not get affected by polar bear or things like that nature. Again, those tribes survived compared to a tribe that did not have a good ecosystem. So we pushed natural selection, and over time intelligence got better. Boom. So what is the biggest benefit of this? Well, what we classify as emergent property, meaning you take a male, you take a female, you just say, go YOLO on there. Both of them gonna die. Flat out. Neither of them gonna survive very well. That's why we have two sexes. Neither of them are complete. They are like hydrogen and oxygen. Like oxygen burns, make other things burn. Hydrogen, it burns, it's fire. Mix them together, water. Same thing. Man and woman, both are incomplete. They are like literally incomplete. You mix them, voila, you have emergent property. The only way I can describe the emergent property mathematically so it makes sense is like 2 plus 2 equal 22. Meaning both can do more things. For example, woman can take care of the child and she can do much better job if she is like, okay, my food source is taken care of. My food source will be taken care of by my husband. I'll take care of the child part. Now she can do much better job compared to, oh, she can do it all alone. No. That can be done today, but back in the day, no. And not to mention, husband also becomes like, I do not have to worry about my offspring. My offspring is at least has one layer of guardian, and I'm gonna do outside job. I'm gonna do good job. Everybody wins. Emergent property, 2 plus 2 equal 22. That's why we are here. That's why we have this puppy. And this is the cellular level of every alive society and nation. So when you talk about nation, culture, what are you talking about? We are talking about family unit. There is only one structure, and we have time-tested data that this is the only thing that works. This is the primary reason why we are so more powerful than elephant or any other species. Like, think about it. Elephant should be super powerful. They have tusks. They can do amazing things with that. And they are physically huge, and they are long-lived. They are smart. So, family unit. Family is like very critical, and I genuinely find it odd that science fiction ignores family as just like, who cares? It's like, bro, this is the most critical thing. It's like the only thing that is allowed us to actually utilize fire. Like, how do we learn the fire? Because somebody must have figured it out. Somebody must have taught it to someone else, and then the whole experience had to be improved brick by brick, day by day. How the heck that happened? That required time. Time required family unit to provide it. So family is very important. It's the booster that we have. The only thing that is similar level is written language. But again, written language requires you to have family unit functional. However, as of now, family unit is in danger. And other than certain nations, almost everywhere on the planet it's in danger. Be it India, be it China, be it Russia, be it EU, be it USA, be it Brazil or Philippines. So other than barely 25 countries, most other countries are literally self-destructing, so to say. So a family unit falls apart, we do not pay attention to it. Why? Well, if family is that important, as I specified, why the heck we do not pay attention to it? Well, it does not end you, na? Like, if I say tsunami, you know what it is. It's the same thing, how we call drought a creeping disaster. It's like, it always comes, like, oh, water is going. It's like, then why the heck we do not take attention as quickly as possible? Because it's a creeping disaster, meaning it's little bit bad. We get used to the new bad, then it's even more bad. We get used to it, and over time, that's like, bam, we did. So same thing is, whenever you have family unit structure disintegrating, it does not end us. Like, it won't be like, oh, we disappeared. Like, this is a common brain damage that people give you. It's like, not every family unit is correct. That's absolutely true. But here's the deal. We have learned it through 1,000-year experience that even if that is true, you will brute force it. Now, like, it's not fair. Welcome to life, okay? Welcome to life. I'm sorry. Welcome to life. We did that. Why did we do that? So it did not spread the damage. For example, if this is a t-shirt and there is a damage here, I could do two things. Throw this whole thing away or stitch that part. Now, stitching will force that part to work together, but it's better than throwing the whole t-shirt away. So same thing. If you poof the family structure, what it does is basically makes you vulnerable. It does not poof you instantaneously, but it does make you vulnerable. And once you have vulnerable, minor things can destroy you. For example, if you have good family structure, world wars are something that you can push through. If you have weak family structure or no family structure, God help you in that scenario, minor things people will start poofing themselves. And look around you. Like, literally, we do not have world wars, and yet people are poofing themselves at alarmingly high rate. It's like, how the heck that happened? Family unit is not there. Like, we are vulnerable to minor things. Like, oh, inflation went, like, we survived Great Depression, and now we're like, oh, inflation went up a little bit more. It's like, we should be able to, we good, bro. We good. We should be strong enough to do that. We are not, because family unit is weak. So minor things can destroy it. And the most precious resource human have is mind, this puppy. And this puppy is far more fragile. For example, if you take a poor person, a poor child, they have bones. And if they are not malnourished, that bone would be more or less the same as a bone of basically a wealthy family child. More or less the same. Now, it's like everything is good. Assuming you do not have extremely poor nutrition, more or less everything would be fine. Where would be the biggest difference? This puppy. How this puppy evolves, this, like, basically the software reconfiguration, that's the most non-robust part. Basically, what is fragile in human? This is early childhood. Like, go to any psychology study, any PhD, anything you want to do, all of them will concur on this one fact. You mess up a child from 0 to 4, it's permanently messed up. Like, you can brute force correcting it, outcome would be at best barely normal behavior. At worst, well, let's not go there. So that's the point. Our mind is not as robust as we want, because again, it was not natural. Nature did not created mind. We did. We are like, no, 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 we're gonna force it. We're gonna force our DNA behavior to stop, and we're gonna sacrifice. And that sacrifice gave us the powerful mind. But that mind requires that sacrifice to be made continuously. If family units keeps falling apart, that mind part does not work. Like, look into any country that has like a very serious family structure failure, and look into their children's health. Like any country, go YOLO on it. So flat out, if you have that, we do not have as robust mind structure as we want, and stupidity can lead to what we call cascade failure. What does cascade failure means? For I'm talking about America in this context. First, they are the third largest population. Second, they are surprisingly good at documenting things. So you have a culture, like, okay, a community. That community is broken, like done. They do not have good family structure. They're just gone. Now, what these people do, because they are broken family, and they don't even do crimes as in crime. They just randomly do crime, meaning they take a garbage can and they just go into stores and just loot directly. The reason is, they think, I'm not joking, this actually happened, and an Indian guy did some extra beating to a person of color, and again that video became viral. So that's how I came to know of it. And they were like, okay, we're gonna do it because police is gonna come too late and it's not gonna do anything. So the people's justification is like, oh, these are big companies, they do not care. It's like, no, they do. Oh, insurance is going to take care of it. Insurance has a term limit. You cannot just like, if you have a car insurance, you know for a fact, right? It's not like, oh, you can have 5 accidents a year. It's like, bro, once or twice, done. You do multiple times, it's like, bro, not. But again, people do not understand it. Basic thing. They did not understand. They're like, company will not care about it. Of course, they won't care about it. That's the problem. The 5 to 6 people who have a job and the people who are utilizing that service, they will be the loser. Company would be like, hey, you're not giving us any profit. You're only a money losing thing. And insurance company is like, bro, we're not going to cover it. It has too much crime. They just closed it. Now do this in multiple small units. Now you are literally rotting a whole community for few thousand people to few million people. And this has become a brutal issue. So stupidity, like, it's like you should know like, who are you taking away from, like, what is the consequence of it. Like, you cannot have a world where everybody is a thief. You cannot just have a world where everybody is like, oh, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna like, oh, what happened to the shop? Yeah, you ended it. Like, has to be a balance. It's like how nature balances cuckoo bird that like eats other birds nest egg. Then you ever wondered like, why the heck it does not eat everything else? Yeah, if it did, there won't be any next generation to build nest. So it always has to be balance. Prey and predator has to have a balance. But if you have stupidity, as in this failure, it will lead to cascade failures and you cannot save from it. Like, this is coming from China. I'm not making it, not West is not made. This is from China. The one child policy they created that destroyed so much. It's like, these people are very bitter now. Of course, I would be too. It's like, I have to take care of 4 people and I have to take care of this one child. And this one child is looking down on all of this. It's like, bro, no. And if you ever wondered why the heck China's birth rate did not recover when they removed the limit, it's like, this person is burnt. It's like, are you telling me that I have to, like, they call this 4 to 1. 4 people old, 2 people new, 1 is the future. So flat out, even though Xi Jinping is like 3 child now, it's like, nobody's like, no sir, no. Let us all die. Let us all die. Be mindful, this number must not go below 2.1 and majority of the world is below 2.1. So you go below 2.1, it's extinction. It's not like, oops, it's extinction. You disappear, and you disappear in halving steps, meaning you take the whole population, half it again, half it. It does not matter you start from 1 billion people or 4 billion people. Halving happens always. And only like you get 3 generation. If it's super fast, 3 generation. It's slow, 4 or 5 generation. Each generation is 30 years. I'm being optimistic. So be mindful. If you have something as toxic as this puppy, Kutum Nayale, this is our family quote. This puppy has destroyed more things than whole East India Company. And I am not exaggerating. This caused more damage because it's destroying the fabric of the country, fabric of the brain, basically. It's like literally taking a missile and firing it into minds of the young generation. Making this, basically. So that's the, and this what personally frustrates me is like, there's 10,000 PhDs on like, oh, how to handle nuclear fallout, how to have the, it's like, there is not even one. It's like, what should we do? How should we recover this puppy? And here's the deal. If you watch my Telegram groups and all that, I flat out like, I just let go of family. The reason for that is this. It cannot be stopped anymore. So it's like, just let it go. Reduce suffering. So danger is brutal and real here. However, there is hope. And the primary reason I made this video, because there was an amazing video. I would urge you to watch it. It's 30-minute long, but super amazing. And it's a case for human future with optimism. And I have linked the video down. It's amazing. So the reason is that if we can safeguard family unit, let that be very clear. All my assumption is assuming one thing, that we safeguard family. We safeguard ourselves against time, meaning time cannot poof us anymore. Gods come and went. Religion came and went. We were there, we are here, we will be in future, assuming family unit is intact. If family unit disappears, bye. Throw this all presentation away. Family unit equals life. No family unit equals might makes right, equals destruction, equals going back to the, well, bad things. So flat out. And if we have that, if we have time, there is no limit to our capability or power, like flat out. Why we are so powerful? Because we had time. So capability and power becomes limitless. What does that mean? That simply means we have two tools to yield. First, family unit. Second, technology. So family unit provides us with wisdom. It's like, okay, what the hell I'm supposed to do? And basically, technology provides us power. Like, what do you want to do? These are the two tools that allows humans to survive anything, be it World War, be it Black Plague, be it whatever have you. If these two units are intact, everything else is like, bro, we got this. If basically family unit falls apart, everything disappears. And that's why, like, even in science fiction novels and all that, they do not put attention to family. It's like, we know this, we studied this, we know the mathematics of it. It's like, we don't. That's the weird part about it. So we must move forward. And this is another aspect. Many times people are anti-human. And the reason your anti-human nature looks stupid is like, all these things is Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, if you want to add it. It's just lumps of rock. It's just, from a cosmic point of view, it's just nothing. And what will life on Earth? Yeah, sooner or later is going to go poof, either by things happening on Earth itself, for example, supermassive volcano, or basically the whole solar system going through what we call Milky Way's disk. Then it goes through the disk. There is always an asteroid strike, and we may not be lucky as dinosaurs all the time. You could have like really big love tap that just removes everything, or removes the planet from existence. So this whole idea is like, Earth would be better off without us. No, we are the only one that has any chance of, okay, how to safeguard in millions of years. And then we come to the sun as well. Like, sun is life-giving. Yeah, it's gonna become life-taking from basically red giant phase. It will grow, it will slowly expand, and it will engulf Earth. So sooner or later it's gonna go away. Sooner or later it's gonna go away. There is asteroids, there is supermassive volcano. Sooner or later something bad is gonna happen, and it's gonna be all poofed, unless we are there to stop it. Without us, there is nothing. And there is cosmic gamma. It's like, do you really think a chimpanzee cares? It's like, oh, there is cosmic gamma ray happening and we have to do this. It's like, actually, we can't really do much unless we have like multiple planets taken care of. So what are you gonna do? And what about asteroids? Be mindful. Dinosaurs did not do anything and they disappeared. So be mindful. If we are not there, nobody is safeguarding this one seed of life. We are life. Yes, we are not the most amazing thing, but here's the deal. Nature is even more crueler than us. Like, people are, oh, invasive species. Here's the deal. It's not made by us. We did not make invasive species. We are, of course, we are carrying it, so we are recording it. But here's the deal. That happens naturally, millions of time over. Like, there were billions of species before we even came to be, and billions of them disappeared. How the heck? Who poofed them? Nature did. So it's natural. Relax. We are learning. We are growing. This is a critical aspect, because Earth is not forever. And I have no idea who came up with the line, diamond is forever, you can just burn diamonds. But Earth is not forever. And we have to grow up from this. Where it's like, Earth was a starting point. Good. GG starting point. But we had to like, well, good starting point, but we have our wings. We're gonna fly away. So that's my hope. And I would urge you to watch that video down below. And that's the only thing that I find annoying in that video, was that no talk about family unit. It's like, bro, family unit has to be there. If family unit disappears, and if people forget the concept of family unit, yeah, good luck. Good luck, like really good luck. So this was my presentation on future of long terms of humanity. Hopefully you have liked it, learned from it. In that case, please click the like button, share it amongst your friends. That will help me a lot. If you didn't like it, didn't enjoy it, I urge you to press dislike, press it twice to show me extra disappointment. Please leave a comment, because I do try to reply to all of them. Subscribe, press the bell icon if you're free, and as always, thanks for watching.